food is vibration. One who prepares also is transmitting his or her own vibration to the food, depending upon the quality of thoughts and emotions that are playing in the mind and body. Thoughts in the mind, emotions in the body. During the time when the food is being cooked, it's not just the food is being cooked. Even when you are in the kitchen trying to slice the vegetables or do whatever, every act of mindfulness, every act of love, every act of compassion, every act of remembrance of the true doer within would add to the value of the food into essence. So that way, though people always think that if I do japa, then I will only realize God. If I do meditation, then I'll realize God. If I go into some monastery and stay there and do some service, then I'll realize God. Maybe something which is not in the present, something they always try to visualize in the future, something will happen and then they will realize God or whatever, peace, happiness, whatever. They miss the present every day. They are in the kitchen for sometimes, they're in the bedroom for sometimes, they're in the bathroom for sometimes, they're in the workplace for sometimes, they're in the business for sometimes, they're in relationships for some. These are all part of life. And each part, if it is segregated from the whole, that means you are separated. Yoga talks about integration, how you can integrate the different parts of your daily life into one integrated whole of true holistic value of true divinity and perfection. So that way, cooking food is not just cooking food. Serving food is not just serving food. Eating food is not just eating food. It's part of the most important sadhana, the most important act of mindfulness that brings about a tremendous lot of sattvic vibration to the body mind that can alone do proper japa or do proper meditation. Otherwise, they're all namesake. People do japa for hours and continuously think about the world. People sit in meditation for minutes, but they manage their business sitting there, manage their work sitting there, because that's the time when all the thoughts come, all the pending work come to them. That's okay. That's also part of the practice that should go on. But simultaneously, you are not sitting and doing meditation all through the day. You're doing so many different chores of your daily life. If you don't bring that same spirit of seva, same spirit of love, same spirit of service, you don't achieve much in daily life, because through these little chores, you are creating your subconscious program of your mind, which comes to deliver you either happiness or unhappiness. And during these chores, you have your relationship issues of happiness or unhappiness. So it's very important that everyone should understand how to gradually and gradually transform the typical materialistic life or material vibration and material identification into a higher vibration of the spirit, higher vibration of the soul, the higher vibration of the Atman, which you and I and all are in essence. So it's a beautiful, holistic way of looking at life from a very whole point of view, not just part by part. You're trying to integrate all into one. That's the exact essence of what the philosophy of yoga is all about. Living life in a yogic way is not about your gymnastics. It's more precisely where your mind is, how your mind is, and how you are doing everything, and at the same time attending to a state of non-doership, so that you are beyond all the fetters of karma that every doership creates. And then you attain to a state of true happiness and peace, because When there's no bondage, there's freedom. And that's exactly what life is all about, to attain freedom from all sense of bondages to the state where Atman rules your life, not your mind, not your senses, not your body. When the Atman rules your life, it becomes absolutely a paradise. It actually becomes heaven. It's beautiful. It's just wonderful then. Everything becomes so luminous and divine that the presence of the divine is not something that you any further question or seek. Then you are inseparable from divine. See, food is very important because the gross part of the food that we ingest into our body, eat, drink, all of it creates our body. The stula, or the gross part, is our physical body of bones and muscles and marrow and blood and everything. And the other part is that there is a subtle part of the food. See, that's the beauty of the body. This is the ultimate engineering possible on earth. No engineer in the world would ever fathom into the intricate, most precision with which this body has been built by nature, by the universe, by the intelligence of the universe, the divine, the God or Bhagavan, Ishwar. So I was just trying to share with you that one who prepares the food has to just understand one thing, that it's not cooking. It's not an act of cooking. Though we call it a cooking, it's not cooking. It's harmonizing. It's almost like the biggest gift that you can give to anybody. When you cook your food, you are basically preparing a beautiful gift that you can share with your loved ones, whomever you love. Even the very thoughts and every emotion that pass through your brain, through your mind, through your body as emotions, these are very subtle vibrations. And food, the water that is used in it, fluids, they are very sensitive to each of our vibrations. They just absorb it like sponge. And then what happens is that, they're like soaked inside the food. We can't see them, so we don't even know. We see the tangible part of the food and possibly, go with it and live like that. But the subtler you go in the path of spirituality, the more vibrationally you are evolving, you'll find that you'll be able to find a true food is sattvic and not rajasic and tamasic. Because food in its vibrational state will create a body which is either tamasic body or a rajasic body or a sattvic body. So some other time we'll talk about this rajasic, tamasic, sattvic part a little longer. But here I just want to share with you that, see, in this world, what do we see? That we consider the wealth, and we know about the materialistic wealth, what constitutes the materialistic wealth by which every individual is basically measured, gauged. We try to say if somebody possesses a lot of material stuff of properties and cars and buildings and whatnot, a lot of money and everything, then that person is a very wealthy person. But I don't know how many of you will truly agree to this, that is it not true that we have worshipped all over the world only those people who were truly wealthy in terms of their gift to the world of love and compassion, of healing and health. And these are the people who are not necessarily tangibly, physically, materially wealthy. I mean, maybe they are wealthy, maybe they are not. But the true wealth that any human is supposed to, during their lifespan of whatever number of years he or she is on this earthly planet, is to continually grow with this awareness that we are here, by which we can create a lot of wealth inside of us. And then a time comes when you just can't even contain it inside your body, in your mind. Automatically they are shared. And that is when you become very, very mindful in your life, when you practice true meditation, when you are sincerely practicing your mindfulness, lovingly practicing your mindfulness. That means you're putting your heart to any activity. To me, that is mindfulness. When you are putting your heart and soul into any act, that is mindful act. So when you are cooking, if you can put your soul and heart and love and every such good quality into your food, whoever will eat that food will have these high vibrations into their body mind. Tell me, what greater gift you can give to anybody? Is there anything by which you can transmit direct power into somebody other than the food that you prepare and then you serve? Even while you may not have cooked the food, if you have got the opportunity to serve, then even during your serving the food, with what love, with what acknowledgement, gratitude, and feeling you are serving the food as a gift, how conscious are you? How meditative are you? How mindful, heartful, grateful are you? They are the deciding factors of your happiness and peace in life. Not what you possess, not what you acquire, not what you prove to the society, how successful you are. You may be super success and a duper failure in your personal life. Your relationships may not be working. Many things are falling apart, but you wrap it up with a false sense of, kind of worldly stuff by which people are enamored from outside. Wow. But deep inside, you feel such a bankrupt person in this world. So let me come to the point. This life is an opportunity for all of us. And food creates our body and our mind. Tell me how careful we need to be about our food. Tell me how mindful we need to be about our food. Because that's going to create our body, that's going to create our mind. And what are we other than what our body looks like, how our mind feels like? What else are we? So, keeping this in mind, I'll say that if you are really trying to be wealthy and trying to be successful, to prove to the world that you came to this world and you are not an ordinary mortal, you came here to prove that you are a big success, then please do consider this little suggestion from me. Create true wealth of love. Create true wealth of your happiness and harmonic state of your mind. Create the true wealth that never wanes or can be destroyed or can be taken away from you, cannot be snatched away from you. And that is always the high quality of your inner mind, your heart. As long as you are doing everything from your heart, without the slightest expectation what others are going to talk about it, but you are doing it and you are doing it and you are offering it to the divine, as if you are offering it to the divine in a temple or in your synagogues or in your churches or in your mosques and gurdwaras, whatever may be the religious institution you have created in order to internalize the externalized part of life. These institutions are nothing but a kind of a social place. For what? Social thing is very natural because we are social beings. And what we are trying to do is that we are going to the social life of a temple, but there we try to get little bit of internalization, divinization of our body mind. And that's the reason when you go to a temple and you have food in the temple, you go to a gurdwara and you take food from there, you go to a church where they serve you some food or whatever they serve, you feel so good, so sacred inside. So the feel good factor comes naturally to you. This is what needs to be brought to your home. Let your home become the church. Let your home become that temple. Let your home become the gurdwara. So that every day, whatever food is cooked, whoever cooks, whoever serves, whoever eats, they all become a part of that universal process of collective growth of consciousness towards a higher reality. And that reality is we are here on earth to love each other, help each other, heal each other, grow in such a manner, grow in such a manner that we are left with no regrets in life. We are left with no regrets in our life. Every day we live without regrets and we grow in awareness that God is truly, truly pure compassion, pure love, and pure gift to each one of us. Let your daily chores and the way you perform them gradually take you to that state where you become the wealthiest in the world. And your wealthiest possession is the contentment of your heart. Santosha. Huh? Santosha means you are no longer craving, then you are the wealthiest person. You're not even craving after preparing the food for appreciation. And you're not even preparing the food for the sake of appreciation of those people who are going to eat them. Because even that appreciate that expectation, craving for appreciation is nothing but the trap of your egoic mind. This finally binds you. Do everything to free you, not to bind you. So this is some kind of thoughts that came into my heart and I'm trying to share with you. Please do consider this in your life. Are you really have come into this world to be wealthy by possessing things and proving to the society, or get acknowledged, approved by the society? No, you're here to finally get the acknowledgement, to finally get the approval of your own soul, your own inner self. And that can come through a sense of pure, contented life, of no complaints, no regrets, but absolute submission, humility, possession of this wealthiest wealth of love, compassion, sharing, and blessedness, which all are the quiet, the qualities of God we talk about. And they can all come into you, provided your activities of daily life can be gradually transformed into worship, prayer, heartfulness, gratitude, mindfulness, and love.